Hey guys, today I'll be sharing with you how I write my notes and also some note-taking tips. The binder that I use for school is from Muji and it's the size B5. I've been using this since freshman year of college, so I've had this with me for almost 2 years now, and I know it doesn't look really pretty anymore, but I didn't want to buy a new one just because I didn't like how it looks anymore. The pen that I frequently use is this hexagonal ballpoint pen from Muji, and I have it in 0.25. I really like this pen because it kind of helps to make my handwriting look nicer, and it's also not too thick or too thin, and it doesn't bleed through the paper. But the only thing I don't like about this is that if you drop it, it won't work anymore, so I really try my best to take care of this pen. Another pen that I use is also from Muji and I have it in 0.38. It's thicker than the previous one, but it also writes smoothly and does not bleed through the paper. So these are what my notes look like, and these are actually from my freshman year, specifically in histology class. And I placed these notes back in my binder just for this video. And here's a sneak peek of my notes in pharmacology class, which I'm currently taking up as a second-year medtech student. Now I'm going to show how I usually write my notes, and I start off with writing the topic or the title of the lecture being discussed, and then I also like to write the date. When I write a heading, a main idea, or something important that's going to be defined, I like to write it in a different way or with a different font, I guess. And in my case, I'm going to write in cursive, and I do this so that it really stands out and doesn't get lost in my notes. And after that, I just simply write the definition underneath. When I write definitions, I like to keep it short and simple, and as much as possible, I avoid writing complete sentences, but of course, make sure that it would still make sense. I do this by sort of summarizing what's being discussed in my head, and doing this is actually helpful to understand the lesson more, since you'd be sort of analyzing the lecture compared to just copying every single thing being presented by the professor. Another thing that I like to do is making use of branches, or whatever you call this note-taking technique. For example, what I'm writing here are the 3 types of control. So instead of just listing them down and using bullet points, I divided them into branches. I do this so that my eyes would easily see types of control, and then I would automatically know that there are 3 types because there are 3 branches. I hope I'm making sense right now, but it's basically idea, then sub-idea, 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 or topic, then example, example, example. And this method is also kind of making the idea stand out again or something. And now I'm just going to continue writing, and if you were wondering what subject this is, well, it's laboratory management. When I'm defining terms, I also use bullet points, and the definition would be right next to the term, but then it would also be indented so that it won't look crowded, and it would be easy to find the term if you're looking for it. And here's a close-up of what I've just written. To sum it all up, here are the important things that you need to take note of. First is to avoid writing complete sentences as much as possible, and you can do this by summarizing what the professor is discussing. It's my rule to only write phrases while still making sense, because there will always be professors that would teach like so fast, and by trying to shorten what I'm going to write, I would be able to be on the same pace as the professor while still having complete notes that I understand. And I also rarely rewrite my notes, so whatever I write in class, it just stays in my binder, and that's what I use to study. Next is to use headings and subheadings, and like I said earlier, you can do this by writing it in a different way or with a different font. For me, I like using cursive, but you can do whatever kind of lettering or calligraphy that you like. Lastly, just be creative. You can add drawings related to the topic if that's your thing. You can also use pens with different colors and stuff like that. Try to experiment with different note-taking styles and techniques and find one that would work for you. So that's how I write my notes, and I really hope you learned something new about note-taking. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!